Yo, what's up guys, Anubhav here. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Now you guys have already read the title. In today's video we're taking a look at the iPhone 14 Pro, which was just launched today here in India. I woke up early in the morning and stood in a queue for like an hour and a half to get this video out to you guys by the end of today. So I would really appreciate it if you could hit on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Now I've already unboxed the phone and uploaded a short on it as well as a reel on it over at my Instagram, so you can check that out if you want to see the unboxing. I just thought I'd give you my raw first impressions. Since you guys know me, I've been a long time Android user for so long now that after buying one of the Pro iPhones, it really feels like I should talk about it, at least on camera, and see how it feels to me, how it looks to me. And spoiler alert, I already love this thing. Now this thing, as you can see, is the 14 Pro. The color that I have is the space black variant, and to be very honest, not that different from the space gray iPhones, the 13 Pros that I have seen. But when the light hits it a certain way, it becomes much darker. And yeah, I really like the aesthetic. I wanted to get the purple color, the newer one. It looked really interesting to me. It was not so bright that you couldn't really use it daily. It was a nice matte purple, but again, the stock availabilities over here were very tough to get my hands on. Initially I had also planned to get the Pro Max and not the Pro, but just because of the stock and because I wanted to get this phone on launch day, I had to get the non-Pro Max variant. So anyway, I'm not really concerned about that a lot. Let's take a look at the phone itself. Now design wise, you guys can see not much has changed, and that is clearly because the only thing that's changed in this phone is that it's got a bigger camera bump, as if it already wasn't huge before. And now they have the hole punch cutout notch, which Apple has called a dynamic island. Now you can make fun of the name as much as you want, but in my opinion, this is just one of the most genius things a company could do, the best way you could blend in the software and the hardware and actually take people's attention off from the fact that it's a notch on the screen and turn it into a feature. So that's what I want to talk about, because the first time I unlocked this phone, that is what I noticed. So over here, as you can see, this is the dynamic island. When you click and hold on it, it does a little wobble. So there's a lot of animations and a lot of thought that has been put into designing something like this. So the way this works is that it low-key acts like a multitasking, sort of an app switcher, and it also gives you more information. So whenever you call somebody or whenever you play some music, let's actually do that and I'll demonstrate it to you guys live. Let's say I open up YouTube Music and I play a song, and while I'm in the app, of course, it stays the same. But if I go home, as you can see, now you have a nice little animation with the waveform as well as the album art. And if you click on it, it opens up the application. If you click and hold on it, you have a small widget, which is basically the same widget that you get on the lock screen in iOS 16. It's just a lot of thought that has gone into this. And let's say you have 2 or more apps that are using the dynamic island. For example, if I already have the music running and I go over to the clock application and I set a timer, what happens then? Well, let's just set the timer, and now of course we're in the app, so nothing's showing. But if you go home, you'll see that now the notch has divided itself. So there's the music as well as the clock. I click on the clock, it opens up the clock. Now it switches to the music. You tap on it, it opens up your music streaming application. Really, the amount of thought that has gone into this is insane, and I'm really happy to see innovation like this, because it just means that now more Android phones will follow what Apple has done and actually make some use of the notches that we seem to have on every other phone out there. Other than that, guys, most of the impressions has been pretty standard. The phone is blazingly fast. The ProMotion display is great. These iPhones now also have a maximum outdoor peak brightness of 2000 nits, which I think is really overkill. But you'll have to wait for my full review to really know if it makes such of a difference, because as I said, I just got this phone today and I'm making this video for you guys. Another thing that I want to talk about, which is new in this year's iPhones, are them cameras. So Apple has finally switched from a 12 megapixel layout to a 48 megapixel main sensor, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's happening here to make these photos so much better. Of course, there's gonna be pixel binning, quad pixel binning to be exact. So your 48 megapixel photos are gonna be converted to 12 megapixel JPEGs to save on your storage, obviously. But you also have the Pro RAW functionality. You turn it on and you get proper 48 megapixel DNG RAW files that you can edit in your app of choice, let's say Lightroom. So for professional photographers and content creators, I don't think we have to think about it. This is the best smartphone camera period. I mean, right now. And yeah, it's just one of the main reasons I got this phone as well. I'm not obviously switching over to iOS. I'm still using my S21 Ultra as a secondary device now. But the main reason I wanted it was because I wanted a super solid smartphone camera, you know, especially when it came to video. My S21 Ultra does really good photo, but when it comes to video and stabilization, it just cannot compete with, you know, the modern day iPhone. And that's just how it is, and we have to accept that. So, you know, just buy the gear that suits your personality, that suits your needs. As far as video capabilities are concerned, of course, you can do ProRes in 4K 30, and now you have the cinematic mode, and it supports 4K 30 as well. So you can do that focus shifting with the fake bokeh and all of that if you want to get that look on your phone. And another cool thing that they have added this time is called action video, which is basically a super high-end gimbal-like stabilization. Now, it allows you to do this in a resolution up to 2.8K 60 frames per second, so no 4K in this. And it also does a pretty heavy crop, especially if you're using the main sensor, which I recommend you do, because you know, the quality is not that good on the ultra-wide, of course, because it's the ultra-wide. And yeah, I will test this out. I will make a dedicated camera review, so you guys can watch out for that as well. But it should do some pretty out of this world stabilization when it comes to handheld fast-paced footage. Another thing that you should know about the cameras is that because the 48 megapixel camera and the sensor is so huge, there's now a new 2x option in your camera app, which is basically doing nothing but cropping into that same main sensor. And you know, because the sensor is so large, it is giving you a 12 megapixel cutout with a 2x zoom. So it's effectively a 2x optical zoom. There's no digital anything happening here. And of course, you also have the 3x telephoto. So as far as the camera is concerned, I think this is going to be the best iPhone camera till now, and yeah, the best smartphone camera period, and I'm really excited to test this out. Other than that, there's not really much that's changed, you know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's a lot of things that are good with this iPhone that have been great with the iPhone Pro lineup for the past couple of years, and they remain just the same. You get the new always on display, which is a new feature. You get crash detection SOS, and you also get satellite connectivity, but all of them currently are for US and Canada only, so we won't be seeing that in the Indian variants anytime soon. Speaking of which, we also have the OG SIM card tray. The US ones are now eSIM only, and yeah, I'm excited to see how I end up using this phone and what my opinion is, since I still am a full-time Android user. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till then, guys, be sure to follow me on Instagram, because I'm posting tech reels consistently over there at _AnubhavRoy_, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.